Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Chuck, KK6USY, and this is Ham Radio Ventures. So, a few weeks ago, I did a Summits on the Air on St. John's Mountain, but what I actually did was a camp out. I went the day before I did the SOTA, and because I knew it was a Sunday and the Bozo net was going to be on that evening, I took my 2-meter gear. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. If you like 2-meter sideband, you might want to check it out. Also, I got into not just the Bozo net, but the 2-meter crew. Now, Derek runs the 2-meter crew, or he has a channel, the 2-meter crew. You guys should check him out. He does a lot of amazing 2-meter action, a lot of times on 146/520, and then they also do the single sideband calling frequency to try to get some people to get onto sideband and also 2 meters. So you might want to check his channel out. I'll leave a link down below in the description. First of all, I want to show you the antenna I used. I really need to make an update video of this, but I'm going to show you that antenna today. It was my 5-element 2-meter project that I did a while back, a year or so ago. Okay, so let me show you that, and then we'll talk about this a little bit more.
Fell this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away.
All right, so here's my 2-meter antenna. About this case, this is just Tyvek, like they put on. You've seen the Tyvek name on the inside, like they put on the side of your house. I got into sewing when I got into backpacking, so it's super easy to make and cheap because you get it for free. If you go to a site, just ask before you take. It's usually in the garbage. And they'll usually just say, sure, take it. Okay, I have different brackets. Hang on a second. So I have different brackets. This one makes it vertical. I think this one makes it vertical, and the one that's on there is horizontal for sideband. All my parts, they were marked on the old boom. I need to remark them with tape so I know where they go, but it's easy to figure out anyhow. So here's what the new boom entails. I used to have to put it together. Now I just take it and pull it down like this. Now it's ready to go. All I have to do is put the arms on. So I'll do a review on this, guys, and show you everything later, but I just wanted to show you for today. Okay, so the first earlier in the evening, there's a bunch of guys that live near me, and you know, people always tell me that I don't have any 2-meter around my house. I never hear anybody. Well, I kind of have the same thing. I live in a valley here, and I only have like one really good direction because 2-meter is line of sight. But through talking to some guys like Derek and the 2-meter crew guys, the rest of the guys in that group, I found out that every Saturday and Sunday they do 2 meters. Now, one night they call it a drunken sailor night. That's because they're using C4 FM. But on Sunday nights they do single sideband on the calling frequency. And some of this contacts I made that day from those guys, I wrote it down here. They were in the Concord area. I was in Stony Ford, which is past Williams, like halfway between Sacramento and Redding. And those mileages were, when you hear stuff into Sacramento, it's like 80 miles. Redding was like 84 miles. Vallejo, Concord areas, that's where Derek and a couple of other guys were. That's about 110 miles. The one guy in Concord was using a vertical antenna, so he was compromised as far as sideband, as far as getting any real distance, because he had no real gain compared to like a Yagi. But he did really well, and I could hear him no problem, and he was hearing me. So let me get this video going for you guys. I'm gonna put as much as I can and not make it too long for you guys also. So Hope you guys enjoy this. Now, I will say also that I was at 6,400 feet for the 2-meter stuff, just a little below the top of the summit. And as you guys know, height is might, and in 2-meter, since it's line of sight, if you can get up on a peak like this, it really helps out how you can do. And I'll tell you what, in the Bozo net, I have never heard so many people in the Bozo net. I was actually hearing Mike, who's in charge of it. He owns M Squared Antennas, that he runs the Bozo net. I was actually hearing him talk to Los Angeles. I could hear the guys in Los Angeles, but they were pointed about a 45 degrees away from me, so I couldn't make out what they're saying, but I could hear them. So that was pretty amazing, and that's 450 miles or so, depending on where they were in Los Angeles. So let's get this going.
The other station there, where were you at? You were in Martinez, right, John?
KN6HK is in Martinez.
Okay, yeah. Good signal now that I got you kind of tuned in.
KN6EAX, you said you're on St. John Mountain?
Yeah, it's up out of Stony Ford, actually.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, that's cool. I just pulled it up on the, are you at the peak there? Or are you kind of by where those, I think there's a tower up there?
Yeah, you know, it was windy up on top, so I moved down just below to the lower towers, and it's getting windy here now, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this is, you're making a pretty good little haul there. Okay, yeah, you're about 108 miles away from me, 110 almost.
Oh, nice, 110 miles. That's not too bad.
Yeah, coming in great. Yeah, before it was a little low in the noise there. I was kind of messing with my preamps and stuff, but I'm assuming you heard Derek then, right?
Oh yeah, Derek was about S7, S8.
Yeah, he's probably pointed right at you, I bet. Yeah, what's his call sign there, Tex?
My call sign is Kilo 6, Uniform, Sierra, Yankee, KK6 USY.
I got you. KK6 USY, KN6HK. Kilo Mike 6, Yankee Kilo X-ray listening. There's another station out there, Ted. Can you hear him? KN6TAX. You hear anybody else out there, I think?
I'm hearing just about everybody. I'm pointed, I think, in your guys' direction, kind of south, and I pretty much can hear everybody, even if they're not moving the meter.
What is Ted's location?
So, Derek, you're pretty loud.
Well, thank you, sir. I was trying to figure out where Ted was located. He's down in the noise.
Oh, I don't know. Hey, you might turn your mic gain down just a little. You're a little bit distorted.
Stand by. Okay, that's 35.
Still there. Maybe it's not that. That may not be the problem. Might just be sideband 2-meter.
Let's see. Well, I'll go down a little bit lower.
Still there. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I say, he sounds great to me. I'm close by. Kilo. Well, thank you, Gary. Yeah, this is at 30. My gain at 30. Yankee Kilo X-ray. You sound great.
Yeah, you know, I've got a bunch of cell towers up here. I may be getting interference, and you are stronger, so I can tell on your signal. There was somebody else in there just now too, so I'll get out of there.
Kilo Mike 6, Yankee Kilo X-ray, Robin Auburn. Derek, are you using a hand mic or a desk mic? Using the old desk mic. Roger, jumping good. I got your 9+5 here. Robin, thank you very much, Sir Gary. Where is Ted located? I can barely.
Hey, Rob in Auburn, hang on just a second.
Ted, can you hear him?
Rob in Auburn, go ahead. This is KK6 USY.
Yeah, the guy who just said QSL.
There was a guy in Auburn. He's, I don't know if he heard me or you guys.
I can hear you guys. Where's everybody going? I heard QSY. Yeah, the guy in the background there, where's he located? You guys have a copy of him?
Are you running the 11 element, Derek?
Yep, that's correct. The 10 elements of fury.
Only 5 here.
Hey, your 5 is working, though. That's very impressive. And stand by, everyone. We'll pants on and spin the antenna. Just a little thing here, there, and everything else. It happens to all of us, especially when we get old. Yeah, our memory goes elsewhere, right, Dave? Oh, my memory's gone somewhere else a lot. Are you saying you had to have one to start with?
So these guys are usually S3 at best at my house. So 6,500 feet doesn't hurt a bit. Height is might. The guy said the little homemade antenna was working pretty good for me.
That tower situation, I don't know if you're going to... you were talking about another tower. Did you find a W51 somewhere? Yeah, Bob has one. He wants to sell for $650 with the crank and everything. Well, I certainly hope it does come with a damn crank. Now, let me ask you this. Does he happen to have the concrete base for it, or is that something we're going to have to build? I have to build that. Okay, well, that's easy enough to do with J-bolts and all that kind of good stuff. I could tell you exactly how to go about doing it if you don't have any idea. I've built a couple of them, and it's not that bad. Chihuahua. Oh, yeah, that'd be a no chihuahua snack for the coyotes. Yeah, Kona's bigger than any coyote.
KK6USY back.
Hey, welcome back. We thought you left us.
I just saw some huge signals on 240, and a couple guys from the Bozo Neck. One of the guys that does that helps Mike with the Bozo Net was on there, and the guys in Clear Lake, they're just booming up here.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of big stations up there in Clear Lake. Here's KW6T.
Oh, that's a loud station.
Oh, good evening. Hope I'm not interrupting anybody's QSO there. I just saw the little activity down here on the band. Thought I'd spin down and find out what was going on.
They're just a bunch of guys that meet on 200 on Sunday night about 6:30. Everybody's welcome.
Oh, fantastic. My name here is Russ. Calls KW6T. I'm up here in Latrobe, kind of near Single Springs, Placerville area, sort of. There is somebody's coming in from Single Springs up there. Yeah, he was talking to somebody that was S9 plus.
Okay, I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I tell you what, guys, 2 meter sideband is so fun because antennas are fairly small. Depends on where you live. Like on the West Coast, especially in California, there's a lot of 2 meter action, especially if you get on a summit out there, and you can activate a SOTA with just your handy talkie. But what's really nice about it is your antennas are really small. You can buy like a pretty like 7-element antenna that's only like 8 feet long, compared to compare that to a 20 meter Yagi, and they're relatively cheap depending on the brands. M Squared makes some really nice ones because they're super light. I think my 7-element that I have up on the tower, I think it's 8 feet long and it weighs less than 5 pounds. And 7 elements, and they make a 9-element too. That's I'm thinking about picking one up. They're not cheap, but I mean, as compared to a 20 meter Yagi, they're really cheap. Oh, by the way, I did do a join thing on my, a join tag on my channel now. That if you join, we get together. Me, the Smoking Ape, Temporary Offline, and Jim, FEP Labs. We all get together with a group of the people that are in that join the channels, and we do that with Coffee and Ham Radios also. So if you want to help the channel out, that does help the channel, and it enables me to, buy products and test them out. I don't like really getting products from companies because sometimes, like some of the antenna companies want to give you a script. I don't want to do that. So, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this. It can be a lot of fun. You just need to check your area, check with people in the clubs, and find out if you do have any 2 meter action. Sometimes it's there and you just don't know it. I didn't know anything about the Bozo Net until I started researching 2 meter sideband in California, and that's how I found them. And I don't do great from my house, because like I told you guys, I'm in a valley here. I have a direction that way is not bad, which is kind of north, but anything else is hitting off hills. And when I do talk to Mike down there in Fresno, I'm pointed east when I should be southeast. So, you know, it's just bouncing off things, and my signal sometimes not great. You can build a little antenna that I have the deal on. I'm going to do an update on that antenna because I made it easier to deploy, so you don't have to bolt it together. Now it just folds out. I think I showed that to you guys earlier. And I also came up with I got to do a video on this, but I've got a 70 centimeter Yagi that everything is printed for the elements, and I've got the center element. It was actually started out to be just doing a dipole. When I was on the Yosemite trip, I was sitting there listening to the guys. We did summit to summit. We had different groups of guys, and it was like a 30 or 40 mile, maybe 50 miles difference between us, and they were breaking up with just the regular old rubber ducky antennas. And as I got mine set up, all of a sudden those guys, they weren't breaking up. That was the antenna I built off of the BNC binding banana thing, you know. And I'll put a link that in the description also. And that thing worked really good, but I wanted to make something a little nicer, and this was 70 centimeter. I did 70 because I didn't really have much for 70, and the reason I kind of did it also was I had leftover arrows from my 2 meter stuff, and they weren't long enough for 2 meters without putting them together. They're perfect for 70 though. So I'll get that video out pretty soon, and I'll probably make the files available to people if they want them. They just have to email me or something. I'll send them the files for that. So don't forget that join option now if you can. I'm Chuck, KK6USY, and this is Ham Radio Avengers. I hope you guys had a good time on this video. I had a great time. 73 all. Hope to catch you on the airwaves, and have a great day and be safe.